Okay, so here we are, back in our hardcore world. What are you two doing here? Is this the same two from the last video? And what are these guys doing over here? These dudes look quite suspicious. But anyway, I have been thinking about what I want to do for this base, what block palette I want to use, what kind of style, everything like that. So I have decided to build underground. I know original, and for the build I want the block palette to be a mixture of black and blue. So in my mind I've got some deep slate, so it's going to be the bricks, the cobbled deep slate and the deep slate tiles, and then I also want to use some of the warped stem and warped planks, and then just for lighting we're going to use some sea lanterns. So to get all of the blocks and resources for this build and for the base, we're going to need to make two farms, one of which being the tree farm for the warped stem, and of course we're going to need a guardian farm so we can turn all the prismarine into sea lanterns. So my main goal for this episode is just to build the tree farm for the moment, and we're going to have to build another side farm just to get that to work, so let's get started. So I think the first thing I want to do is go around the world and search for a ocean monument. I mean, there's a lava pool here. This is going to be good to get some more obsidian. Ow. Why did that... Okay, just that one block decided to set on fire at that specific moment. But yes, this is going to be good because obviously I got rid of... or just built the last nether portal just in the middle of nowhere, so I don't actually have the obsidian to go back. Now that's going to be an issue because if I want to build a base out of warped stem, I actually need to go back to the nether to get some warped stem. So I have enough obsidian now so we can continue on our journey to try and find a ocean monument. And oh, there's a monument. That's perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily set up our portal here, and then what I'm also going to do is use some of this dark oak log that we got to get ourselves plenty of chests just so we can store our items. So now I'm going to start collecting all of the things I need for the warped stem farm. So I already have 2 water buckets which I need. We also need 6 chests, which is all good. Now we also need some trap doors, so I'm going to go get some more wood. So we've got our 6 trap doors that we also need, and you know what, it's probably going to take way too long to go through all the items, so with a simple cut, and boom, there we have it. This should be all of the resources that we need to get all of our warped stems. And now it's actually time to build the thing. So our nether tree farm is all complete. This is everything in all of its glory. Now I've loaded this up with as much bone meal as I could get. It's obviously not going to be completely full, but we can at least see what we get for now. So let's pull this lever and let's see this in action. And there we go, there's our first tree. And as more trees grow, that will continue to kind of push outwards. Both of the TNT tubers. That's not gone very well. Please be fixed. And that looks good so far. So basically what was happening was this obsidian block was just a little bit too high, and the water is being stopped by that sign right there, and quite a few times the TNT would explode and blow up that sign as well. So we'll just give it a few attempts just to make sure it is still working fine, which it looks to be. So this does give us both of the warp stems, so the blue one, which is kind of the one I want to use for my build, and then also the red one. That's just going to be good for some extra decorations, and that's going to be good just to craft into some wood for like sticks or whatever. So it's always good just to collect that as well. But this blue stuff is mainly what's going to go into the build. So if we take a wander into here, it is a little bit loud, but you know, bear with me. So this farm does collect obviously the warped stem, which is the most important thing for us. That's what we're going to be building our base with. But this also does give you some of the roots, both the warped and crimson, some of the funguses as well, some shroom lights. So yeah, a good variety of things here. And these can be used for kind of decorations or whatnot, or what we're mainly after here is the warp stem, and we could probably incorporate some of the warped warp block as well. Now this farm does run off, that is an unusual tree placement there, I must say. Yeah, this farm does run off bone meal. Now obviously I don't have much of that early game, so what we're going to have to do is build a mob farm so we can get all of the bones that we need. So let's get to building that mob farm now. So just a little update for now, 2 of the levels have been done, and we want to go to 10. So yes, I've still got a little while to go. So we are officially halfway to completing the levels. So we've got 5 so far, and let's go and build the next 5. So to actually build these layers is very simple. So when you're done with the previous one, just go up 2 with your temporary block, then 1 with your dispenser. Drop down, place an upside down observer, go back up, remove the dirt, and then you want to come out 7 on either side, and then you basically just come in diagonally to connect them all together. So yeah, once you've kind of done 1 or 2, it's a very streamlined process and quite easy to do. Probably the most difficult thing about this is just not getting bored or getting frustrated when you accidentally misplace a block. It's probably the only issues you're going to have if you want to replicate this. So we're up to level 7, and we have the perfect amount of observers and dispensers here, because I don't know if it's just me, but I would definitely lose count if I just wasn't paying much attention. But perfectly having the amount of dispensers and observers we need is just going to help, because as soon as I run out, I know I'm done. Oh, I can already see mobs spawning down here. That's probably something I should have dealt with earlier. Oh yeah, there's a couple of spiders there. Yeah, when it comes to actually using this farm, I'm definitely going to have to light up these areas here. Because, you know, that and that and that and that and that, all of those mobs there are ones that should be spawning here instead. And that's just going to reduce the efficiency of the farm. So I'm definitely going to have to go around and lighting all of those up. Oh, the spiders are going for a swim. Oh, that one just vanished. So all of the 10 platforms are done. So all I have to do now is build out the roof. So to do this, I just simply have to go out 14 blocks in either direction, and then just connect up all the slabs. Just making sure these are bottom slabs so nothing can spawn on here. And that should give a roof that's dark enough for all of the mobs to spawn. So all 4 sides are done, so let's connect them together. And just filling in the last slabs now, and there is our roof all done. So now what we have to do is make ourselves a little redstone clock, which kind of dispenses out the water. So that's the clock all done. So basically what happens is when you flick the lever, it's going to pulse a signal down all of these repeaters, come around and then come back here. So this will go over the dispenser, which triggers the observer, which triggers everything down below. So all the water is going to come out and push the mobs to the side. And then the redstone signal is going to come back around and turn the dispenser off, which then allows the mobs to respawn and so forth. So that's kind of how that works. Oh, what a shot. But anyway, I think it's time to turn this farm on. We'll just make sure that this all works. And you heard all of the observers and dispensers and water and all the noise down there. And then this will then turn it off. There it is. And let's go down here and make sure everything is working as intended. There you go. You can see mobs getting pushed down. It's obviously very dark, so it's quite hard to see. You'll see that they're all dying down there. Mobs will spawn on all of these little platforms. And now you can see here we're getting some gunpowder, some bones. You get some other bits as well. But probably the gunpowder and bones is the main thing that we're looking for here. So to get the best rates on this farm, you actually need to stand all the way up in the sky. Now the reason is if I'm kind of stood here, I'll be loading all the caves down here. I'm loading all of the dark areas over here. So you can see there's a spider over there spawning. You know, that would be one that was should be in there instead. So by standing all the way up there, the only thing that you'll be loading is this mob farm, and that's the only place they'll be able to spawn. So we're going to have to deal with reduced rates for now, but as soon as I get more gunpowder out of that and then build a sugarcane farm, I can then use my elytra to fly all the way up, and then I can just AFK there for as long as I need to. So as it stands, 4 blocks for our base, we're able to get all of the warp stem that we need. Now all we have to figure out is how we can get infinite deep slate and getting all the sea lanterns. But that is for another time, so stay tuned, make sure you subscribe and watch the next few videos and watch me build loads of OP farms and build my mega base.